So let's start. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. My coffee's here somewhere. Coffee and art now and close to the afternoon. So now we're moving on to art cards. But real quick, I wanted to show somebody was asking about color book page. So these are the two that I've done, and I've already cut them out of the Bennett Klein Sketchbook 4 that Orla sent me. So I showed this one last week. This is the book it's out of. So I did this one, and I put them in my binder here of color book pages. But I did this one, and we turned the happy faces into pumpkin faces. And then I did this. Now this one does not have, I did this one over the weekend. I do not have a video for this one. And I just taped it onto a piece of black cardstock. I don't have a video for this. Oh, it's wanting to flash out, guys. There you go. And of course, when I took the picture, you can't see the stickles in the photograph, but you can see the stickles here. I stickled it up. Her wings. I had the orange. I did the Halloween colors again. So she's got orange butterflies coming out of her wings, and I made her have like these smoky looking things off her arms. So yeah. Just cardstock. I just use cardstock for my art cards. Not particular. Yeah, cardstock. So yeah, so those are the two Bennett Klein ones that I've finished here. Here's other ones that I've done of his. This one, and of course, Oh Dear. This one right here has like a 9-part video, step by step on that one. So yeah, I just showed you that real quick. Okay, so let's not pull the shoulder again. So right before I hit record, I picked up this huge box of my collage stuff, collage fodder, and I pulled my shoulder. Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to kind of let it hang there and chill. Hey, Miss Allie and everybody else. Okay, so some art cards. So I'm just going to do them on, this is just cardstock. And I know, as I work, I'll zoom in. But I wanted to show you a few that I have here that I saved for examples. But my art cards are 3 by 4. ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5. But these are the kind of cards that I'm talking about. They're mixed media collage cards. And someday I want to turn these into paintings. I've not had time to do, I've done one, and I didn't even finish that. I just haven't had time. I mean, I've done some years ago. Okay, but I haven't done any lately. So these are some of the cards that I've done here. Just show you a few. And I give them away as fast as I make them. Let me pick out a couple here. This one. I give them away as fast as I make them. But I keep a few for samples. And I make them in, these are a 3 by 4. And I do some in 4 by 6 in postcard size. This is the one that I was working on a painting of, but I just don't have time for another thing right now. So, but this one I'm turning into a painting. So I also do the postcard size. This is 4 by 6, your standard postcard size. So yeah, so we're going to make some of those today because the only time that I have time to make them now is on a stream. And, I give them away as fast as I make them. So sometimes I'll start with cut up old art journal pages. These are old cut up bits of art journals. Sometimes I'll start with that as a background. And sometimes I'll just start with a white background. So last time we started with these. So this time I'm going to start with just a white background. And if you're watching this recording, it's a live show on ustream.tv. with a live audience. So No, I don't know. They flatten out fine. I mean, they curl a little while they're wet with the glue and the paint, but then by the time they dry and I varnish them, then they flatten out. So yeah, I don't have to press them under books. All right, so this is probably just like maybe, I don't know if it's 60 weight cardstock. It's thinner. Sometimes I'll use the 110 weight. It doesn't really matter because by the time you get glue, or I use matte medium, I use golden matte medium for my collage. By the time you get that and your paint and your varnish, they're pretty, and I paint the backs black. So you've got, 4 or 5 layers of product all over the cards. So they don't have to be like, you know, huge, thick papers. All right, so I try to do about 8 at a time, 6 to 8. Let's do 6 today so I can zoom in and you can see them. So we'll just do 6. And I usually do what was I going to say? Go by like a color theme. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little. Re-autofocus. Let's autofocus it. Come on, focus. It wants to focus. That's why I use this pink card. Let's see how that looks. What kind of varnish? Yes, it's always the same. It's, I'll show you the bottle. Let me get them. I might be zoomed in too far. Well, that's okay. Delta Ceram Coat Interior Exterior Gloss Varnish. And you can get it at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. It's about $10 a bottle. But you only need like the size of a nickel for it to cover one card. So it lasts a long, long time. And you can use coupons too, right? So, yeah. Okay, so let me take a sip of my coffee. And I think I'm going to pick some, this is a little big, some of these images in the I'm kind of straighten it out there. And Abandoned Places. This is one of the old book. Well, it was a clearance book, I should say. And I also have tons of collage stuff just stuck in the book. And I have this big box next to me that I lifted up and pulled my shoulder. Oh, thanks, Jody. So I am just going to randomly pick some different things. Maybe we'll go with kind of a blue, brown. I go with different colors. And always like just play with your collage bits, turn them upside down, right side up. Maybe we'll go with this one. Go with a couple different ones. Do a couple different things. So it just takes me a little minute to kind of just pick out things. To start laying out. So I just kind of make some little worlds up here with collage bits. If you have any questions, put them in caps because, the chat goes by pretty quick. Let's see. Some of this is kind of big. See, bits of buildings, old rusted out, fallen down buildings and things like that. These I usually use a lot in my, if you haven't seen, and I know probably most of you have, let me drag one out. I'll show you my most recent mixed media collage journal. And it's one of the Dilutions, Dinah Reevely. They're usually cardstock colored on the front and back. And so I've done this on the front, this on the back, So most of my collages are bigger, right? But you know, it's the same process for all of them. Whether I'm doing a 3x4, a 4x6, a mixed media in an art journal, or I even have posters, full on huge posters of collages that I've done. It's all the same process. It's just different sizes. So here's some of the ones we've done. This is the inside. See, this is the journal I'm talking about. If you recognize this inside, because I painted it all out, so it's not craft color anymore, obviously. But this is kind of like it's, you know, that wood chip color on the covers. So this is one of the ones that I've done on the inside the book itself here. It's the cover on the book. And these all have videos to them. I'm really zoomed in, so I'm kind of having to just, you know, move around here. I'll show you the ones that are in this book. But there are videos for all these. Delusions, yeah. Did I not say? Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. Thanks. Julie Topaz. Uh, um, chipboard. Well, it depends on like this book right here. The cover is heavy duty chipboard. I mean, look, it's like, you know, it's like heavy duty. I don't use this to make art cards with. That's just the cover of the journal. I'll use anything for the cards. This is, look how thin that is. It's cardstock, but it's thin. Okay, you can use anything because you're going to layer it up so much. Okay, so anyway, there's a couple examples, and that's what I showed that for, is that's where I'll use bigger pieces like this. And so let's keep rolling here. I've got some blue and some browns going there. But there's some mountain, a little bit of mountain here. Everything gets painted out a lot, so it, you know, a lot of this is really, you know, it's going to get painted out anyway. I'm trying to stay in camera, guys. I might be zoomed in too much. It's not seeing the whole cards. Hey, Lynn. So I'm just going to kind of flip through, take a minute. And I'm just kind of going by color. You know, blues, sienna, yeah, browns. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep just picking things out here, layering them up. And let's see. I'm kind of just really looking for colors, because we figure out our little worlds as we go. Alrighty, let's see. There's a little bit more blue and brown. And there's really no formula. It's not, there's no formula for this. It's just like you do collage for a long time and you just start seeing little things come together. Like, for instance, this line right there, this just matches up perfectly with that. See? But it's in the eye of the beholder. I'm partial to those colors too, yeah. Well, I love, my favorite colors really to use are sienna, yellow ochre, Payne's gray, the Renaissance colors. I love those colors. But I use them so much, sometimes I think, oh, I gotta kind of branch out. But I always kind of go back to those colors. Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, let's see. All right, so now I want a few watch bits because, you know, I love my element of time. I love having the element of time in my work. So I do need a little pair of scissors. Oh. Time, space, dimensions. I like all that. I like that. I grew up with sci-fi. I love the old sci-fi. So I love all those themes. Now I think I need a gold color in this one. That one has some silver in it. That'll work. Yeah, kind of my signature colors. I mean, I love them all, you know. I just like using them, but sometimes I use them too much, I think. All right, so I'm just getting little bits of watch parts. Something like this. Here's another one. This one's good here. So I just kind of fussy play for a little bit. It just takes me a few minutes. This part I don't like to rush. I like to kind of think about where I'm putting stuff. Time Tunnel. Yeah, I remember Time Tunnel. I'm old like that, Muse. uh, uh. I'm just kind of laying it out. You know, when I glue it down here in a minute, it'll get more lined up. Grew up watching Twilight Zone. Your dad never do anything inspired with my dad. Ever do anything inspired? Have I done anything inspired by Twilight Zone? Not really. I can't say that I have done anything inspired by Twilight Zone. Do you want me to put William Shatner on the wing of the plane? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Look at that. I think I want this right there because I want those hands coming up. So that means moving that over there and this over here to give it a balance. Watching chat. Yeah, William Shatner. He's a card. You follow him on Twitter? Do you follow him on Twitter, Vicky? He's something else, I tell you. He don't take no guff off of anybody. I don't want to lose that bottom bit there, so I have to be careful as to whether that's not enough room there for that. I have to save that for another time. You had your photo taken with what? Oh, you did? Last weekend? Oh, well, we need to see it. Why haven't we seen it? Have you shown it on your YouTube, Bunny? Oh my goodness. Well, this is the only one that I'm thinking I need something in here. Yes, he is something else on Twitter, isn't he? Okay, I need to cut that off right there. I need that, just that. Bye, Grammy. Okay, so let's see. What else do I need? I'm going to have some planets. That's going to be a nice mountain. I need something else down here, I think. Want that right there. Only about 20 times. Oh, okay. See, I haven't watched your recordings for over the weekend. So, that's funny. I've only shown it about 20 times. Okay, so I want to keep it with that blue. So, and I can't wait to use this tiger in something. Ugh. I'll be using this in my art journal next. Let me put it in my art journal so I remember. Yeah, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, The Blob. But actually, when I talk about I like science fiction, I liked reading it. I liked reading science fiction when I was a kid. Well, I mean, later too, but especially when I was a kid. I loved reading Asimov, Heinlein, you know, true sci-fi. Oh, look at these colors. Oh, perfect colors. Let me cut a couple of these out. I'm going to cut these marbles out for planets. I love the colors, though. The colors, I just can't get away from these colors. Yellow ochre, sienna, and Payne's gray. Yeah. I did like scary movies for a while. You know, like the Vincent Price one and those kind of ones and things like that. But I never liked the gory, like what it is nowadays. I don't like it. Yeah, Vincent Price could make anything sound scary, couldn't he? I'm just cutting out some marbles and I'm cutting them down to make them different sizes because these are kind of big. They're more like, good for art journals. But if they're, this size here, you just can cut them down. It's like peeling an apple. I grew up country Australia. We had one TV channel. Oh. Mm-hmm. Some half moon shapes. Yeah, I know. I did not watch it, Vicky, but I watched the Twitter. I know. I knew what it was going to be, so I did not watch it. Yeah. I know, Vicky. All right, let's see. Might need another blue one. Let's take a half one here. Another half one. Okay, so I think this should be enough little planets. Both and all of the above, Julie. I find old books. People send me things out of magazines, calendars, anything. I find them all over the place. Yeah. All over the place. Kind of like that. I'm just fiddling, guys. I'm just fiddling. Yeah, for sure, Vicky. For sure. I'm just reading. If y'all are watching the recording, just fast forward if you don't want to see fiddling. we're fiddling here. Little bits. I might need one more. I need a blue one over here. This was some marbles. I think Bonnie sent me these marbles. Pay a marble book when she sent me the first, my first copy of Abandoned Places. I since went out and got another one. But yeah. Actually, I think what I want to do is I want to tear this off, move this down here, here, and here. And then have one. Can move this down a little. Move that up. Need one right there. Actually, I like this little bit right here. Looks like a little pyramid. Just turned into that. Bonnie, you have the marble book? Oh, that's right. Of course you have it too. I got all my marbles. Bonnie, all my marbles. Okay, I'm going to stop, guys, with the collage bits. I think we have enough here to roll with. Yeah. So the one that Bonnie sent me, I'm cutting up. Then I have the other one that I'm doing reverse collage in. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to put this back in this box. I know, oh, gosh, I can't believe I picked that heavy thing up. All right, I'm thinking, do I want this? No, it's got teal in it. I think I'll keep that little bit for later. All right. I think we got enough to get started painting. All right, let me carefully remove this box off my desk without pinching my shoulder again, for goodness sake. Let's see if I can just do this gently. I just threw it on the floor. Didn't have to worry about it. I just flung it on the floor. Okay. All right, so now we're going to, lost all your marbles a long time ago, but you have the book. Oh my gosh, Terry. All right, guys, so hopefully it looks like we're pretty good as far as lighting and all goes right now. So, all right, so now I'm going to get out some paint. And I just use coffee lid palettes for palettes. All right, so we're going to get out some black, white, and I always put out more than I need. That's why you need a desk journal. A desk journal is a journal where you can use your leftover bits of paint to scrape into to start something else. It hurts a little bit, Lindsay, but I'm just kind of chilling with it, letting it relax. Okay, I need another. This is Blue Harbor. I think this one's almost out. I got another one over there. Let's see if there's anything left in it. Let's squeeze out the last of that Blue Harbor. Now remember, if you have just a tiny bit of paint in these, you can shake them, put a little water in it, shake it up, and have a wash. But always remember, if you do that, put a big W on your, or write the word wash or whatever you want, because I'll tell you what will happen if you don't do this and you fill this up partially with water and shake it up and keep it for a wash. If you don't have that on there, you're going to pop this open and shake it out and you're going to have water everywhere. So always remember to do that if you're going to use your leftover bits of acrylic paint. And I always use Americana. I just like the colors and the coverage. But if you don't do that and you open up, you thinking, you shake it up, you open it up, and you go to pour some out, you're going to have water and paint everywhere. Just saying. Don't ask me how I know. All right, let's see. I need a little bit of yellow ochre. Where's my yellow ochre? We'll go with butterscotch. Close enough. A little butterscotch. And maybe a little slate gray. And some sienna of some kind, russet. And I was out of russet, and I was going to get some this weekend, and I forgot. Here's antique maroon. It's got a little red hint to it, but we'll go with that. Antique maroon's kind of like the color of russet with just a little touch of red, or a sienna, any of these colors. So that's what we're going with right there. Yes, the voice of experience. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what though, I should have glued first. Hopefully it won't dry out too quick. I'll try to be fast about it. All right, so the glue, let me get a glue brush. So my glue brushes are the only brushes I keep in water. And I just got a small one here because we're working on small art cards. I keep my glue brushes in water, and they're the only ones I keep in water. But it's a big tub of water. It's like a, it's a big, like coffee jar or something that can hold a lot of water. It doesn't dry out real quick, and it's got a lot of water in it. And I usually keep about 10 glue brushes in there, and that way they never dry out. They never dry out. But these are just like when my brushes get old and crusty and rusty, I start using them for glue brushes. So, oh, and I need a piece of wax paper. Oh, uh-oh. Um, so I don't glue them to my table because my table is just black paper. If I start gluing and getting glue on the paper, then it's going to stick to the paper. So I'm going to put them all on a piece of wax paper here. Like so. So I don't glue it to the table. And the glue I use golden matte medium. Matte medium. Okay? Not gel. Golden matte medium. But I put it in a dish soap bottle so that you can squeeze it out as much as you want. See? Thank you, Sunset Carol. I always try to give her credit because she's the one that gave me this idea. She actually brought me a bottle when she came to visit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Oh, and I need a card to scrape, just some kind of, gift card or old credit card or whatever to scrape everything down. So now we're ready to go. So we should be able to finish these pretty quick. All right, so another tip about if you lay out collage and you're afraid you might forget where something is, just get another card. Okay, take the one you want to work on. Two there. Take the one you're going to do first and just set it to the side and transfer it over. So you don't have to take everything off of this and try to remember. You can always take a photograph too. Let's see the light there. So I put a generous amount of golden matte medium. Again, I don't like Mod Podge. Don't email me. I mean, if that's all, oh, and I need some baby wipes. If that's all you can afford, then use what you can. But personally, I have used, there's been times where my only haul for months would be a golden matte medium with a coupon. But anyway, because I love the stuff. No, they don't sponsor me anything. Although they have sent me product years ago. I should request some more product. Okay, so anyway, put a generous coat on there. And then I'm going to just move my little bits of collage. And it does matter that you put some on the back. You think that you got so much on there and that you're going to put some over the top anyway that it doesn't matter. It does matter if you don't want wrinkling. So put it on the back. Okay. It does matter to make it lie down nice and flat. Okay, and then I'm going to put it over the whole top. And then I'll take my scraping card and just, whoop, don't pull it right off the page. Maybe that needs to go the other way. No, I like it that way. And scrape it all down and you'll get all the bumps and everything out. So there we go. So then we're going to set this aside. And again, so now you've got your paper, you've got some matte medium, then I'm going to add paint, then I'm going to varnish, and then I'm going to paint the back black. So with all those coats, even a thinner piece of cardstock is fine. Okay, so let's take another blank one. And got to start from the bottom. And I repeat the process every time I do it. And if you've, been here a long time, you've heard the same process every time I do this. It's the same way I always do it. But I repeat it because there's new people that haven't seen me do it, or they're new, and, I want to explain it. And plus, not only that, I got to move this down a little bit. Not only that, but I'm just talking out what I'm doing. So it's the same thing I always do, so I'm talking it out over and over and over again. Okay. Set that one aside. Next. And the other thing about using the golden matte medium to glue things down rather than just like plain old glue, which I'll use that occasionally. I'll use my Eileen's tacky to like glue something down at the end or something. But the best reason to use your golden matte medium with your collage is now when I go to put paint on this, and you'll see when I go to paint, when you put paint on it, you can remove the paint. Thanks, Anonymous. You appreciate the explanation. It's yourself, yeah. So that when you go to put paint on this, it has a coat of the matte medium over the whole thing. So when I go to put paint on and move it around with my finger or a baby wipe or a brush, I can wipe it completely away. I'll show you that in a minute. So that is like the main thing about using the matte medium. All right, so I'm going to bring this one down. Okay, put a coat over the whole thing. And then just okay, there's 4. And I usually do 6 or 8 at a time. Sometimes when I'm by myself, I'll do like 12 at a time. I can do a whole lot by myself because I can stretch them out over the whole desk. But if I do that on a stream, you can't see what I'm doing. You can't see them unless I'm so zoomed out that you can see all of them, and then you can't see any details of what I'm doing. So I like to limit it to 6 or 8 here on the desk. So you always get these little cards and things in the mail for, credit cards or whatever. So you can always get free cards anywhere. You have also gotten me addicted to Prisma pencils. Susan, I know we're all addicted to those. The matte medium is not yet dry. Well, they're going to be dry before I paint. No, it'll be dry. I'm going to dry them all. I will dry it before I paint. But it's coated. It's like it got a coating of the matte medium. So when I go to put the paint on, it's, even though it's dry, it's still got it's still coated with it. I need to go get some coffee and check my mail in a little bit here. Okay, so now let's smooth that last one out. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering questions 100 times. And if people that are watching on YouTube and they've seen it 100 times and heard it 100 times, just fast forward. She says, now you have new pens. Can I have your old ones? Yeah, Muse. Yeah. Yeah, Muse won the pens, the gel pens. I sent those out to her to the UK, and she got them, and now she says her daughter wants her old ones. Okay, so I'm going to throw this away because it's all crusty and rusty or wet with glue. I don't mind getting paint on here. I just don't want the glue to, I don't want to glue these cards to my table. So, all right, so there we go. We got the 6 of them. And now I'm going to put my glue brush back in the water. Okay, and I'm done with my matte medium. Alrighty, now I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. Let me move my jars and get some more baby wipes. Alrighty, let's dry. Let's dry this. Dry these babies. Heat gun. It'll only take a minute because, they're small. They're not going to take a second to dry. Not the paintings, Vern. I've given away tons of my art cards. I've not given away any of my paintings because I don't do them very much. I haven't had time to do. I mean, the ones you see me, if you want to call them paintings, they're in my art journals. Now, I have done collage with color book pages. I've done collage with napkin journals. I mean, as many ways you can think of collaging, we've probably done it. Thanks, Anonymous. But as far as finished paintings, let me see if I got one sitting around here. Well, I'll dig one out in a little bit. So I haven't done very many paintings lately because I work on. If y'all are kind of new here, I do portraits, color pencil portraits, which there's tons of places on my. If you look at my playlist, you'll see portraits, you'll see mixed media, you'll see collage, color book pages. I try to put everything appropriately in a playlist so that everybody can find things. But that's what I do to make money is my portrait commissions. And I try to show as many as I can, which, where's my phone? I forgot to show y'all the one I sent out last week before I sent it out, but I did have permission to show it. So let me go on my, and I know it's going to flash the camera out for a minute, but I'll show you one of the portraits. I've done tons of them. You've seen them a lot here. Here's one of my, this is one of my Gold Rush guys there. But here's the one that I did last week. Where is it? This one. This is one I did last week of a husband and a wife. And I've done all 4 of his grandchildren for him. And so, yeah, it's not really showing really well. But I'll probably post that picture after he's out of town and after he gets it and sees it. I don't like to post pictures of the commissions, even if I have permission, until after the person that bought it gets it. So they're the first ones to see it. And then, although he gave me permission to show it, then I'll post it on my Facebook album. However, the bulk, unless it's a pet, let me show you one of the dogs I've done. Pets, people don't mind me showing their pets. But a lot of times when I'm commissioned to do memorial portraits or the children, I don't have permission to show those. Like, all right, here's Parker's dog from Gold Rush. There's a dog portrait right there. And I know it's flashing out, guys. But you can see them all. You can see them all on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Comment on your Inktober about your dog. Oh, yeah, Tammy, I haven't had a chance to get back with you. I just saw that. Tammy's daughter wants to use my dinosaur Inktober for a tattoo. I mean, I don't care. I don't care, Tammy. But if it doesn't turn out well, then don't show it to anybody. Just kidding. Don't email me. I mean, I don't care if she uses it for a tattoo. Oh, thanks, Terry. Yeah, Terry just put a link in. You can get the Abandoned Places. Oh, this Abandoned Places color book? Okay, I didn't know about the color book, Terry. I'll have to, of course, I can't go to links right now, so I'll have to check that out later. All right, so now that my paint still is starting to get a skin over it, so it's going to start drying here under all the lights, but I think we're good. So I usually let's roll up the sleeves so we don't get paint all over us. So what I usually start with, and I just kind of I'll put them up here and I'll pull one down at a time. I usually start by trying to get rid of the white. Now, again, I've shown y'all, here's like some of my old art journal, cut up art journal bits that sometimes I'll use as a start of these collages, especially if I don't care what color we start with, because there's so many colors on most of these, right? That you can't really start with a color on these because there's so many colors in it. Well, thanks. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, so now I'm going to just start here with I usually start with my finger to get rid of the white. And that's usually how I start, by blending out all the white. Okay, and I just usually start with my finger. And this is what I wanted to show you. Let me pick up some black to show you. So this is why it's nice to have the matte medium over your whole collage. Because if I got black there and didn't want it there, I can take a baby wipe and completely wipe that away because it's covered with matte medium. So you're able to move your paints around very, very nicely because the matte medium is there. Even though the matte medium is dry. The matte medium is dry. Okay, so I usually just start by getting rid, and I'll pick up, see, I'm not even cleaning my finger. Just going, if I need a clean spot, I'll go to another finger. So like I can go around that little moon there, or marble. All right, and if I get too much paint on it, then I can just take my baby wipe and just wipe it off. Completely wipes away. You got the regular band? Yeah, me too, Carol Renee. The coloring book. Oh, really? I wonder why. Is it a tough one to color? The Abandoned Places color book? Tough one to color in? It could be. So you see, I know there's a mountain range I want to put in there. So you can just kind of, do a dry brush thing with your finger. All right, so let me go back over here and get rid of that blue. But then I might want part of that mountain right there. So I'm going to pull in a mountain. Okay, and I have my baby wipe here. If I get too much paint, I can just wipe off here. Then let's just say I want some snow on those mountains. And again, you don't have to do this with your finger. You can use a paintbrush. I just like I can feel where I'm going with everything. So I'm just going to start with that. Magic in the matte medium. Well, it allows you to wipe away paint. It allows you to wipe away. Okay, so. All right, so now I've just got the base. All right, so there's the base. No details painted in. But I'm going to do that with every one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just set that one aside. Go to the next one. I think I'll go with a little of the maroon in this one, kind of the sienna kind of maroon. And again, I'm going to just go with both colors. You can mix more than one color on your finger. Okay. See, now it looks like those red rock buttes. Another mountain there. So I might just put a little black back in here. And again, if you get, my finger's bigger than I can get in that space, then I just get in there with a baby wipe and wipe it away. Or get in there with the paintbrush, one or the other. So you can just kind of go over everything. And any place that you accidentally put paint on, You can just wipe it away. Or be fussy with a brush, depending on what you like. If you like using a brush and not getting your fingers in it, then go with the brush. But look, see, my hands get like this in a, about 30 minutes. All right, so let's put a little bit of gray. Let's go with a little bit more brown right in there, I think. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. A little bit back right here. I'm going to just set this one aside. Okay. So I got two. Let's go to the next one. Go with a little yellow ochre in here too. Love that one. Everybody always seems to have favorites. Oh, I like that one. I like this one. Bunny, have I ever sent you an art card? I try to remember, and I do write it down. I do write it down when I send you one, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. You know. Okay, this one I want to carry the black over around this way, I think. Who are y'all talking about hasn't shown up? I must have missed that. All right, 3 more here. Pick up, see how I pick up multiple colors? If you pick up multiple colors, have I ever painted over duct tape? Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, you can, but if it's something you're gonna use a lot. Duct tape is shiny. Plastic, it's like painting on plastic. If you don't put some kind of sealer on it, it's gonna eventually crack and peel off because it's plastic. Do Americana picks well from secondary colors without going to muddy? This is how I do it, Shell. See how I got those 3 colors on my finger? This is how I prevent it from going muddy, okay? I just like leave it marbly, okay? Now, if you mean, can I just like mix colors like a yellow and red to make a blue? I mean, red to make a blue. A yellow and red to make an orange. You can, but here's the thing I found with Americana. They're cheap. Well, I should say they're inexpensive. They're inexpensive. You know, you can get them for like $1. I have no need to. Well, I can't say never. I never want to say never because there's times here, like if I want to get that exact blue, I can sit here and blend that, make that exact blue because I play with colors so much. I can see the colors that are in there, so I know what colors to mix. But for the most part, I don't feel I need to mix a color because there's so many colors. I can lighten, darken, get a few other shades, by adding, other colors. But I just found that I don't really need to have a color wheel or a color chart. Do you know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Because there's so many colors. Now, if y'all are asking about, you're asking about my blog right now, I have not put up the video yet, guy, or I've not put up the post on my blog yet for you to leave a comment for the giveaway. I'll do that after this video, and I will put a link in the main giveaway video. But right now, there's the link to my blog. But right now, the post to comment for the giveaway is not up yet. Do not comment on one of my older pictures. I will not see that, and you will not be you won't be in the drawing. Know what I mean, Vern? Wait till I get the post up. Okay, wait till I get the post on there after I'm done streaming today to leave a comment because I don't have that up yet. And I don't want y'all to miss out on entering the contest. Well, it's not really a contest, I should say giveaway. Okay, and I'm going to put the video up here on YouTube as well, showing what to do. I've already filmed it. We did it this morning. But now by the time you're watching this video, it'll be up. Okay, or it should be, barring any problems. You have Bunny saying that she's a cheap Yorkshire lass and needs to color mix. Bunny, I've seen your little book of 1,000 colors. Bunny, I've seen your book of 1,000 colors. Nothing wrong with mixing. I mean, you can mix. Don't mix. Yeah. But the post, Carla, the post for the giveaway is not up yet. Okay. So it will be by the time anybody sees this video. Hopefully, well, I hope there's no problems uploading. But I'm just saying that the post where you leave a comment is not there yet. Okay. Hey, Sarah. We filmed it this morning together. Okay, there's that one. I want a little bit more yellow ochre, I think, in there. I want a little bit of yellow ochre. Everybody sees something different in the art cards. They always do. Okay, one more to go. No, two more. Sorry, two more to go. So I can just go over that whole planet, and then just, write it, pull it out like that. Okay. All right, let's get some gray down in here. Brown. Black right there. And a little blue. Too much black. A little blue right there. Okay. There's the fifth one. Okay, one more to go. One more. If you have any questions, put them in caps. I'm just rolling along here. My little pyramid point didn't get glued down very well. I'll stick a little tacky glue under there. Janet, going to Disneyland. Too funny, Janet. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay. Alrighty, I think that's good. All right, like I said, that little point didn't get glued down, so let me just put a tiny bit of tacky glue under there, because I didn't glue that down well enough with my matte medium. There we go. So you can see, you go through a lot of baby wipes. All right, let me clean a little off my hands. Yes, I varnish at the end, as when everything is dry. Yes, make sure it's dry before you varnish, otherwise you're going to seal in water. You know, but this is, you know, when you hit it with the heat gun on these. Now, a painting is a different story. You know, you want to really make sure your painting is dry before you seal anything. But I'm just going to get some of the bulk of this off. These little art cards are dry quick. I'll varnish one at the end. All right, so let me go ahead and hit these all with the heat gun. I'll show them to you as I'm drying them. So now I'm going to put the details in next, okay? It only takes a second. And I paint the backs black, and it's really best to do, I don't varnish the backs, and it's really best to wait till after you varnish the fronts before you paint the backs, because I've painted the backs black, then varnished the front, and then some of the gloss varnish has got on the back, and then I've had to go in there and touch up, you know, the shine, because the back is black matte and the front is shiny glossy, and then sometimes the gloss will get on the back, and then you've got a shiny spot on the back. Use too much matte medium? I use quite a bit. I do use quite a bit of matte medium. I mean, I'm not chintzy with it. I mean, I do. All right, that one's still wet right there. I do put a good coat on it. Okay, so those are the ones we have now. So now we're going to come in here and do some little, I get some fresh baby wipes. Details. So sometimes it's easy, if I know there's going to be outer space scenes like I did in most of these, to go ahead and put some stars in right off the bat. So we're going to do that. I'll put a little bit of white paint. I still have a lot of this paint. I might use some of it, but if I don't, the best thing to use this up on is a desk journal, which that, for me, it's any of these. Let me just grab one that's got some stuff in it. And I have tons of them where you'll take, let's see if I can find, all right, so for instance here. So here's like leftover paint that I've scraped in and maybe baby wiped it out. And then I might go back at a later date and make them into collage pages. See? So if you have little bits of collage, little bits like here, see, I got little bits of stuff left. So this would be a good one. I don't have any green right there. To scrape out, you know, paint. Bookmarks in here. Let's see. All right, here's another one. There's a collage bit with scraped paint. So I can go in here at some point and make this into something. This is just, you know, one of my many, 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 many art journals. Let's see. Let me find another page. This one's kind of old, too. This one's probably 2000. I don't know. It's a picture of Boo when she was 5, and she's 14 now. So, okay, like you see, just using up bits of paint. Okay, so let's put that aside. All right. But for right now, we're going to put out some white and squirt in some clean water. Get a brush that'll be kind of fluffy, kind of like, you know, will splatter easily. And I'll just take one at a time here. I'm going to splatter some stars on there. Again, if you get too much, because it's got matte medium on there, you can wipe it away. And the paint, it'll come off while it's wet. So I'm just going to quickly do this. Very lightly. If you get too much, you know, get that while it's wet. Like that one's too much. Okay. So I'm just going to splatter a few. Now I'll go in there and I'll add more planets and other things. Bye, Marie La Vie. Thanks for stopping in. Okay. Alrighty then. With my phone, take a sip of cold coffee. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and dry these real quick so I'm not smearing the little stars. Okay. All right, so now I can go in here with, let me get a couple pencils, get a white pencil. If you add pencil to your, you know, y'all know that I love my pencil in my color books over acrylic paint. Well, it's the same thing. You can use them on your art cards too. However, that being said, if you, when you put your varnish on, I just put a dollop in the middle and smooth it out real quick. One quick coat, right, with the varnish. If you have color pencil on here, Prismacolor, even though it's like waterproof, but if you do some light penciling and you take your varnish and put it on and you start rubbing your varnish, you'll rub the pencil off. Okay? I give them away, Bern. Yeah. I'll put you on the art card list if you email me, unless you have already. I give them away. Okay, so now this is where I can come in with a few different things. Let me make some space here. To a few pencils and my paint. Let me just get a couple colors. Let's get a sienna. That's mahogany red. Well, yeah, I guess we can go with that because it's kind of got that red in there. And a yellow ochre. And I'm just going to go with 2 or 3 colors. That's all. Or a peachy color. That'll work. And my white. All right, so I'm just going to add a few extra planets. Okay. So, yeah, maybe a blue too. Let's see, an indigo. Let's get indigo blue. Because those are the colors we've gone with today. All right, so for instance, if I want another planet or something, okay, I can add some planets. And you can do this with paint too. I could go in here and, you know, also just take like the back end of a brush and, you know, kind of, you know, make other planets and things like that. It doesn't have to be with pencil. And it's probably best if you don't use pencil if you think you might be heavy-handed with the varnish, because the varnish can make your pencil move. Okay, so let me just get a little thick right there. So So just start with a little something like that. Dry it. Okay, now I'm going to blend some other things in too. I'm just kind of showing you a couple of planets here. Where's my line? Okay, maybe have a shooting star up here. So there's all kinds of things you can do with space. Okay, you can do a, let me get a brush. You can take, do rings around your planet. Good night, Dragonfly. Thanks, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay, and then this one down here, let's get a little bit of, mix a little lighter blue. Then this right here. Maybe this kind of comes, let's say, this one comes around like this. Has a nice little bit coming around there. The finger. So this is just kind of where I get in here and play with different bits. All right, now I want to blend that in better. And then I'm going to have some, what do you call it, watch hands come out of that. So, let's see. Let's go with the brush. You can always go back and add more star splatters, or you can do it with a Posca pen or a gel pen, or splatter it again later. Okay. Let's add a little bit more red to that because it kind of ties in with that one. Let's do a little more splatter there. Okay, let's try it. Welcome back, Sarah. And now let's see. You can either use a white paint. Posca's just easier. Draw a straight line with a pen. Okay, so let's see. I think I want some watch hands maybe coming out right in there. So let's go ahead and go with that. All right. And these are just some of my favorite things to do with art cards. I like space scenes and, okay, let me dry that and then I'll put a shadow under it. I want black, not blue. And then maybe a little bit more. Got one little hair there. There we go. Need a little more brown in there. It's too much black. Or even the blue. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Now let's dry that. So this is just the whole process right here. So, yeah. And just fussy with it as much as you want, you know. Okay, I'll say that one's finished. Let's move on to another one. All right, let's see. So I'll just quit talking and get rolling. I want this one hand to come up here a little bit more, so I'll just black that out. I'll just paint it out. Got water in my brush. Crack-a-lackin', that's right, guys. Crack-a-lackin'. I think I'll have a dome over this one. A little dome over here. Around some buildings back here. Kind of looks cool. Hi, Leanne. Thanks for stopping in. Just working on some art cards here. It's already 1:15. Don't want to get my paint on my sleeve there. Okay, it needs a little something down in here. Let's go with a little. Nope. Didn't want white, I wanted some gray. So hope everybody's had fun just hanging out and doing some art cards today. A flat brush. Here we go. This is the stuff that you can fuss with for a long time, depending on how much time you want to spend. Relaxing while I'm watching. Okay, Vicki. Okay, there's 2 or 3. How many have we done? 2? We got 2 done? Ugh. Let's do this one. Dede needs to save her. Oh, yeah. I have it. Let's see, I'll do a yellow ochre one here, I think. Okay. Let me dry this. Trying to get all 6 of them done. Not, so, don't know if we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and put let's put a ring around this one too. Let's do it this way. Yeah, y'all don't put spoilers if people haven't seen things. All right, let's see. Let's add a little bit of something going on in here. I think I'll put a little water. I haven't splashed any water on anything for a while. Let's do a little water splash. Maybe a little mist down here. Okay, now I need a little bit more softening of this. Thanks, Carol Renee. Forgot to check my mail too. I need to go check my mail. Suzanne said something was coming to me today. If it comes today, I don't want to have to wait till later in the week to show. So I'll go check it here and say, I need coffee anyway, guys. There's some juice.